A Western reboot should always make audiences proceed with caution. There's a fine line between nostalgia and just plain cheesy. However, director Anton Fuqua's latest remake of Magnificent Seven manages to do everything right. Rose Creek is under deadly control by the vicious Bartholomew, played by an eerie Peter Sarsgaard, who is continuously stealing from the small town. Finally, a scorned widow takes charge and hires a skilled bounty hunter to kill Bart and his murderous crew. In comes the highly skilled Chisholm.
What a bunch of misfits we are. You know how to shoot that thing?
He gathers 6 more men to help him on this practically impossible task, as it ultimately leads to a bloody battle of 7 men versus an army.
I sense we are bonding. Oh.
It's a simple plot that moves quickly with its fast pacing. Fuqua doesn't drag the film with extended dialogue for each scene, as we've seen before in other westerns. And that doesn't stop him from still giving us enough character development for each of the 7 men and then some. It's the strong all-star cast that makes this film so enjoyable, which includes a charming and always hilarious Chris Pratt, an endearing Ethan Hawke, and of course, the noble and magnetizing Denzel Washington. Magnificent Seven is heavy on the violence and the laughs. Though I can't recommend the film for the entire family, everyone of age should absolutely check out this action-packed thrill ride.
How'd we do? I think we killed them all.
Now on to a completely different genre of film. American Honey is director Andrea Arnold's newest independent flick. And boy, this film was about a whole lot of nothing, which is very disappointing for me to say, considering indies are usually my favorite type of movies, but I could not get on board with this one. The film follows Star, a struggling teenage girl played by newcomer and Dallas native Sasha Lane. With nothing to lose, she decides to leave her depressing life and join a young, traveling magazine sales crew, essentially a band of misfits who party hard and are also on an empty path. During her training, she begins to fall for the group's bestseller, Jake, played by an eccentric Shia LaBeouf. Their romance is raw and natural. It's one of the few captivating things in this film. But like everything else in this movie, it leads to nothing.
I've been trying to be Christian, but I can see the devil has a hold of the two of you.
I think the devil has a hold of your daughter.
Though I understand what the director was hoping to accomplish with this story, sadly it ended up just having a lot of almost moments, meaning there were plenty of opportunities in the film for a scene to turn into a catalyst and finally head to something exciting, but instead it was as if the director gave up and didn't want to put in that kind of effort. The film almost had conflict, it almost had suspense, and it almost had intrigue. But it loses all of that after the first hour when you realize American Honey is majorly a repetition of teens partying and driving in a van, which makes the running time of nearly 3 hours long that much more confusing and unnecessary. To be fair, all the actors in the film gave committed performances and really shouldn't be blamed for their unlikable characters and lackluster plot. American Honey might still please a few, but I would save your time and money on this movie that takes you on the forever road trip to nowhere. For About Town, this is Susan Kamyov.
Scared?